Coverage you can count on. Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. After days of rain, a few clear days are ahead, but we understand you're going to need a coat.
Oh, already out there. Chief Meteorologist Paul Barr has a look at the forecast. Paul.
All right, good news is the sun is coming back tomorrow. Now you're going to have to put up with some cool temperatures, but it's okay. We'll handle it, and the skies will be clearing in the morning. At the bus stop, it'll be chilly, somewhere near 30 or so, but more sunshine at 3 o'clock and should be into the mid-40s. Not going to get much out of the mid-40s. All the rain is well off to the east, some snow showers off to the north. No problems for us at all. Looking at the satellite photo, I've changed the color table on this because I want to show you where the clouds are. The clouds are where the blue and the green and all that is. The clearing line is just off to the north, and we're even getting some clearing out over Middle Tennessee right along Interstate 24. So we're going to start to see some clearing across the Tennessee Valley within the next few hours. And that means by morning, temperatures will be dropping, and it's going to be another cool morning coming up. As far as Vipercast goes, there's nothing around coming up for the next 48 hours, probably the next 72. We're going to have to wait about 4 days out before we get any rain. There will be some showers south. It looks like some great weather into the weekend. All the details coming up, and a peek into next week, too.
Paul will check back shortly. Now a traffic alert. EPB crews continue working to repair a power pole on Highway 153 in Hickson. The crash that caused the problem happened shortly after 2 p.m. this afternoon. It's near Boy Scout Road. One lane remains closed. About 300 customers are without power still in the area. That includes residents of the apartments on Integra Vistas Drive. Power is expected to be restored by midnight.
Tree removal crews were out on Ringgold Road in East Ridge tonight after a retaining wall collapsed. It caused a gas leak. Easy Auto's large gas meter was hit by the collapse in the process, causing that leak. First responders immediately evacuated adjacent businesses as well as homes. Fire Chief Mike Williams says the wall collapsed because of recent excessive rain. Well, new at 11, a mom in Cleveland welcomed her 5th child into the world a little differently than her first 4. Catlin Davis couldn't make it to the hospital. She was forced to give birth in her car on the side of the road.
Our Mary Frances Hoots spoke with the parents and the paramedic who showed up to help. She joins us in the studio with their story. Mary Frances.
Greg, the mom thought it was a normal day. She wasn't supposed to be induced for 2 more days, but then she suddenly got severe contractions, and the next thing you know, they're on the phone with 911 and on their way to the hospital.
I feel like it's coming out. It's coming out. I feel it. Hey, I gotta pull over.
That is the 911 call from Tuesday night, moments before Catlin Davis and John Mons welcomed their 5th child, Lillian, into the world. It was anything but calm up to that point.
We didn't get but 5 minutes down the road before we had to pull over because she had started coming out.
I put my hand over and I felt the baby's head, and that's when I knew we had to get her out because she was already on her way.
Mons quickly got off the road at the Applegate Inn on APD 40 in Cleveland.
I cut like 3 or 4 people off getting over to the side of the road.
Then the dad played doctor.
I flipped the seat back, and when the seat fell back, it's like the baby just shot out.
The mom says it was her most painful birth.
I'm pretty sure I pulled muscles in my back and then right here because I was holding onto the back of the seat, like the headrest, because I was hurting so bad.
The ambulance arrived shortly after, and paramedic Zach Jaggers came to the rescue.
When he came to the car, it's like he calmed everything.
Jagger says he was just happy to help.
Most of the time when someone calls 911, they're having the worst day of their life. You know, somebody's leaving the world, and it's not very often that we get to experience a miracle like childbirth out in the field.
Both sides are grateful for the other, but the dad says never again.
It would have been one and done if I was the first, because it was pretty emotional.
The mom said both she and baby Lillian and everyone involved are doing just fine, and the dad calls his newest baby their little highway girl. For now, live in the studio, Mary Frances Hooch, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Mary Frances, thank you. To Decision 2020 coverage. All counties in Georgia will have new voting machines in time for the elections. Today in Walker County, the Board of Elections and Registration held a demonstration. This to show everyone how those new machines work.
Officials with the county tell Jake Chapman this new system should make things easier for everyone. Jake joins us now in the studio with more.
Well, Cindy, the Director of Elections and Registration says the new machines are pretty simple to use, and she believes having these demonstrations could encourage more people in Walker County to vote.
One of the basic rights as an American is to vote, and we wish everybody would take advantage of that right.
Walker County has 40,000 registered voters. Director of Elections and Registration Danielle Montgomery says all of them will be voting in the 2020 primaries and elections with this new voting technology.
You want to vote?
This is how it works. When you go to vote, you'll show your ID to the poll worker. They'll scan the ID to make sure it's valid. Then you'll be given this card. You'll take it to the new machine where you'll insert it and fill out your ballot. Montgomery says what's new this year is you print your ballot once you're done. That way you can check to see if everything is correct.
You leave yourself open to trying to determine what the voter's intent was. And with the ballot marking device, you're not having to do that. So they're making their selections, it's clear, and I think it's a good system.
And if you see a mistake, you can get a new ballot printed and fill it out properly.
I think it's more verifiable, it's more auditable, so we can, verify what's been tallied and what's on the paper.
And finally,
There we go. Scan their ballot, turn in their card, get their sticker, they'll be on their way.
Your ballot was cast successfully.
and she hopes these demonstrations will have all Walker County voters ready for 2020.
And if you couldn't get there today, they'll have another demonstration at the Chickamauga Library next Tuesday from 2 to 4. Montgomery says you can always call their office and ask for help. In the studio, Jake Chapman, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Jake, thank you. After the break here at 11, Attorney General Will Barr criticized the president's use of social media amid a controversial case in the Department of Justice. How the White House is responding.
And as we pause for commercials, a look at some of the stories you'll see in tomorrow's Chattanooga Times Free Press. A defiant Governor Bill Lee defended his administration's use of non-competitive grant processes and other methods to speed up his controversial school voucher program. Plus, for the first time in its history, TVA may soon grant local power companies the ability to generate or buy power on their own.
The YMCA, United Way, and 2 downtown churches don't want to pay the fees for a new business improvement district taking shape downtown in Chattanooga. Those stories and more in tomorrow's paper.
There's surprising words today from Attorney General William Barr criticizing President Trump for tweeting about the Justice Department and its pending cases.
This comes amid a controversy surrounding the sentencing of one of the president's longtime friends, Roger Stone. NBC's Alice Barr has details.
With the Department of Justice gripped by controversy, Attorney General William Barr telling ABC News today President Trump's tweets about the DOJ and its pending cases
make it impossible for me to do my job. I'm not going to be bullied or influenced by anybody.
It comes after an entire team of federal prosecutors walked away from the case against Trump associate Roger Stone, who was convicted of lying to Congress and obstructing the Russia investigation. The Justice Department pushed to reduce the prosecutor's recommended sentence following a tweet from President Trump calling it horrible and very unfair. All 10 Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee now calling for an investigation into political interference at the DOJ.
Mr. Schumer.
At the same time, a bipartisan rebuke of President Trump in the Senate today. 8 Republican senators joining all Democrats to pass a war powers resolution, limiting his military actions in Iran without a vote from Congress.
The nation is stronger in war when a war has the judgment of the entire Congress.
The move stems from President Trump ordering the killing of top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani last month without congressional approval. Iran struck back, firing missiles at Iraqi bases housing U.S. troops. The president's defenders don't want his hands tied, saying he made the right call.
It showed Iran that its terrorism would come at a price.
President Trump is expected to veto the measure.
Going back to the comments from Attorney General Barr, a White House spokesperson just issued a statement saying President Trump was not bothered by them at all, saying the president does have the right to publicly offer his opinions on social media or otherwise, and that he has full faith and confidence in Attorney General Barr to do his job and uphold the law. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 11, residents at one local condo complex say they're fed up with leaky roofs and mold inside their building. One family can't leave, they say. Find out how the management is responding.
A family in Ottawa is dealing with their home flooding for the second year. Why FEMA can't help them and how they plan to prepare for the worst.
Coverage you can count on. Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
A Chattanooga couple say they are dealing with major damage at their home because of the roof, and their condo building has been leaking for 2 months.
Vicki Holloway says she brought it to the attention of management when it all started, and her ceilings and walls have been discolored. They show water damage. Parts of the ceiling have been falling off. Holloway says management's given her several reasons why there are leaks in her apartment, including an upstairs neighbor with a leaking water heater. But other condos have also reported the same issues, leading to the discovery of black mold.
They're just doing nothing about it, and we would like to be able to just up and get out, but it's kind of hard. We have 2 animals, and it's me and my husband. Yeah.
She says they were given a $15,000 estimate. Holloway has contacted her insurance company, but they say this is a homeowners association issue and that the problems start with a leaking roof, so they won't cover it. We received this statement from Signal View Condos, quote, Signal View Condominiums is an HOA community and each condominium home is individually owned. The association is currently investigating the cause, scope, and severity of the alleged damages, unquote.
Hamilton County crews were out working today on Sunset Drive in Chattanooga, where a portion of the road gave in. One resident says he believes it's part of a bigger issue after a series of mudslides farther down Signal Mountain. Chattanooga resident Ryan Walls says the road has been an issue for some time. He lives about 2 miles from the subway on Signal Mountain Road that was leveled because of a mudslide last year.
We're having problems here on Sunset with the roads caving in, and they've been patching the road here, and here recently our water system has failed.
Hamilton County's Director of Emergency Services Chris Adams says Sunset Drive has moved several inches. Crews are working to stabilize it. State geologists have been asked to look into the issue.
This time last year, 11 homes in Hamilton County were flooded due to heavy rains. Officials with Hamilton County EMA say only one of those homes qualified for FEMA funding, but they've not yet received it. One couple in Ooltewah is dealing with flooding yet again. Last year, their home flooded, but they did not qualify for funding from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Flooding caused nearly $5,000 in damages, forced them to replace their heating and air unit. Now waters continue to rise around their home, so they are preparing for what could happen this year.
It causes anxiety because you just worry about what's going to happen to your home, you know, and the expenses again that we're going to have to go through. That's what worries us the most.
Fortunately, the Baker's Church helped cover a portion of those expenses last year. This year, they say they're prepared to use some of their retirement savings if they flood again.
We are getting a little reprieve from the rain. Let's find out more from Paul Barris.
Yeah, Cindy, good news. It's not going to rain for a while. Tuesday's the next day. We'll get some rain around here. Some dry air coming again for tomorrow. Skies will be clearing off. They're already the clouds are starting to break apart. And then into Saturday, another dry day. That's good news. Winds coming out of the west-southwest will warm us up into the weekend, too. That'll be better. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty cool day, though. There are some scattered showers along the Gulf Coast, along the East Coast. All this rain along the East Coast, that's what was over us before, and there are some snow showers off to the north, but generally pretty dry around the country presently. Now, we do have some clouds still hanging tough, but they're starting to break apart. That's the good news, and the clearing's been coming in from the northwest. So the further northwest you go, skies are clearer, and we're going to see sunny skies for tomorrow. That's going to be really good. Currently, it's 40 in the city, but it's 32 already in Altamont where the skies have cleared. 41 in Dalton, 36 Blue Ridge, 37 in Murphy, 39 in Cleveland and Athens, Dayton at 37. Wind chill right now, not outrageous, 32. We can handle that. 32 in Cleveland, Dalton at 35. Altamont, though, wind chill's about 28. 63 and 52, the high and the overnight low. The actual current temperature 40 is the low for the day. And we had about 6/10 of an inch of rain. Now, the two-day totals from the sky watchers, you know, this is not something you really want to hear, but this is what happened. About 2.5 inches in Varnell over the past 48 hours. Chatsworth had about 2. Ellijay had over 2. And about 1.2 in Dalton. Scottsboro had 2.5 inches of rain, and about 2.5 inches of rain fell in Cleveland also, with Signal Mountain 2.2, Lookout Mountain and Trenton both at 2 inches, elsewhere about an inch or more. And then we had north of the city almost 2 inches in Riceville, 1.7 10 Mile with 2.2 Etowah, and Delano with over an inch, about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches from Turtletown to Murphy, about 2.6 in Jasper for one of the wettest spots. Altamont had 2.1, and about 1.5 inches from Pikeville, Kegel Mountain, also in the Dunlap and Dayton. All right, looking at Vipercast, I just let it roll here because we're going to see the sun tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies coming up on Saturday, and then a few more clouds coming up on Sunday. This red line is a warm front, so once that passes, this is around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, we're going to see that warmer air start to move in, but by Tuesday we'll start to see some rain move in too, and we may see quite a bit again. 29 tonight with some clouds. It's in the city, away from the city, especially out to the north and west, could get down into the low 20s. Tomorrow 46 with a lot of sunshine. Tomorrow night 26 in the city, but it'll be in the teens in the higher elevations, and the winds will be light. There could be an inversion. Some of the higher elevations may even be warmer at times. Saturday 55 on the 7-day. 57 coming up on Sunday. That's a little above normal, but Monday's the pick day of the next 7, 65. Tuesday will be warm, but we're going to see some rain, maybe even a thunder shower or two. It doesn't look severe now, and the shower should be ending Wednesday with only 49, and then 51 coming up on Thursday. So the weekend looking good. Tomorrow, I mean, I just like to see everybody's face when they see the sunshine. So
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
We'll all be smiling.
Posture improves even.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
That's
all
true. Paul, thanks.